everybody, what's going on? It's me, Vasori, and today we're talking about Ginger Rogers. Now, before I get into the information on this Hollywood actress, I want to set a disclaimer. I don't know what is true or false in the information that I'm giving you. Let's talk about Ginger Rogers. Ginger Rogers was born Virginia Catherine McMath on July 16, 1911, and was an American actress, dancer, and singer during the golden age of Hollywood. She was born in Independence, Missouri, and raised in Kansas City. She and her family moved to Fort Worth, Texas when she was only 9 years old. The only child of Leila Emma Jean Owens, a newspaper reporter, scriptwriter, and movie producer, and William Eddins McMath, an electrical engineer. Her maternal grandparents were Wilma Ball and Walter Winfield Owens. She was of Scottish, Welsh, and English descent. Her mother gave birth to Ginger at home, having lost a previous child in the hospital. Now, her parents separated shortly after she was born. Now, the true tea is, after unsuccessfully trying to reunite his family, her father kidnapped his daughter twice, and her mother divorced him soon thereafter. Rogers was said to say that she never saw her natural father again. Now, how she got her name, one of Rogers' young cousins, Helen, had a hard time pronouncing Virginia. The nickname soon became Ginger. And when she was 9 years old, her mother married John Logan Rogers, how she got her last name. Now, Ginger took the surname Rogers, although she was never legally adopted by him. They lived in Fort Worth, Texas. Now, as a teenager, Rogers thought of becoming a school teacher, but with her mother's interest in Hollywood and the theater, her early exposure to the theater increased. Waiting for her mother in the wings of the Majestic Theater, she began to sing and dance along with the performers on stage. At the age of 17, Rogers married Jack Culpepper. He was a singer, dancer, comedian, and a recording artist of the day who worked under the name Jack Pepper. Now, the gossip is she knew Culpepper when she was a child as her cousin's boyfriend. This marriage was over within a year, and she went back to touring with her mother. Now, Rogers had a close relationship with her mother, Leila, throughout her life. Leila was a newspaper reporter, scriptwriter, and movie producer, and was one of the women to enlist in the Marine Corps. Rogers was a lifelong member of the Republican Party. Who knew? And she also was a member of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Now, Rogers and her mother had a very close professional relationship. Leila Rogers was credited for pivotal contributions to her daughter's early successes in New York City and in Hollywood, and gave her much assistance in contract negotiations as well. She also wrote a children's mystery book with her daughter as the central character. Now, again, her marriage to Jack Pepper ended in divorce in 1931. Then she started to date Mervyn LeRoy in 1932, but they ended the relationship and remained friends until his death in 1987. In 1934, she married actor Lew Ayres, and they did divorce 7 years later. In 1943, Rogers married her third husband, Jack Briggs, who was a U.S. Marine. They divorced in 1949. 1953, she married Jacques Bergerac, a French actor 16 years her junior, whom she met on a trip to Paris. He was a lawyer, and he came to Hollywood with her and became an actor. They divorced in 1957. Now, her fifth and final husband was director and producer William Marshall. They married in 1961 and divorced in 1969 after his bouts with alcohol and the financial collapse of their joint film production company in Jamaica. Now, Ginger was a talented tennis player and entered the 1950 U.S. Open. She was also raised a Christian Scientist and remained a lifelong adherent. She devoted a great deal of time in her autobiography And Ginger Rogers' career spanned from 1925 all the way to 1987. Ginger Rogers made her last public appearance on March 18, 1995, when she received the Women's International Center Living Legacy Award. Some of her movies that I totally love is The Gay Divorcee, Flying Down to Rio, Shall We Dance, Carefree, Swing Time, Top Hat, Fleet, The Major and the Minor, one of my favorites, as well as Kitty Foyle. Rogers spent her winters in Rancho Mirage and her summers in Medford, Oregon. She died at her Rancho Mirage home on April 25th, 1995, from natural causes at the age of 83. She was cremated and her ashes interred with her mother, Leela Imogene, in Oakwood Memorial Park Cemetery in Chatsworth, California. Now, y'all know I'm not here to gossip, but we do have to give you guys the true tea on these actresses. Let's talk about it. What they are saying about Ginger Rogers. Ginger dated famous actors such as Howard Hughes, Jimmy Stewart, but she was also unlucky in love. Did you notice she was married 5 times and never had a child? She wrote in her autobiography, "Yes, I have some failed marriages, but I always loved being married, being a companion with a husband, as a natural to me is as breathing." Also noted that her life in show business made it double hard to maintain a long relationship with her husbands. And it was also mentioned that her personal assistant stated that one of the reasons why Rogers didn't have any children of her own was because she was so busy with her career. It is also speculated that she just didn't find the right man to have a child with. She really enjoyed her career. It is also stated she could concoct an alcoholic beverage. Oh yeah, she could concoct one, a summertime cocktail. She had ingredients. She usually used gin, ginger ale, compared to her name, but she could concoct an alcoholic beverage. Let's talk about her religion. She also, I spoke about this in the video where she was a Christian Scientist, right? They said that her religion was a huge part of her life. One of the ways in which she practiced her faith was living a clean life without alcohol, even though she could make a drink, and avoiding the temptations that Hollywood had to offer. Ginger Rogers was a true Hollywood starlet. I love her. And I embody everything Hollywood. Come join me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support my channel for more Hollywood classics. Peace and blessings. Bye, y'all.